Ski Studios in the house. Was cracking, people, coming back with another action-packed video. Just for you. You know what I mean? You clicked on my face, you got me, son. What do you want to do, huh? You coming or going? I can barely decide. I just drank and fit the vodka. Dare me to drive? Nah, man. Another day, another dollar, man. I'm still going through, doing my thing, right? I had this little story, dude. It was the second time I ever went to jail, right? And it's kind of like a funny story, but so I was in jail, you know, and they had like a big open shower area, you know. Everybody takes their shower, then they got sinks in front. You know, they only give out razors like, you know, twice a week, and you have to sign each like razor out just to shave, and they're the worst razors, dude. They're clear and they have like just one blade on them, and you know that like pad that's on the top of it, it's usually blue. I know it is on the Fusion, and they don't have that on there. It's just straight plastic and a razor. So like, if you dude, like if I was to try to shave this, I'd be bleeding, and one razor it would be like, once, dude, it's like ripping each hair out. But anyways, right, so I'm there, and I actually have a friend with me from the street. We'll call him JB, right? So like, I take my shower, and you know, I threw my boxes on and stuff, and I'm at the sink. And you know, I was young back then. I don't know, I was in my early 20s, 22, 23. I'm not good with years, dude. So I'm in there, and I'm shaving, right? And he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "Shaving." You know what I mean? Shaving. What do you think I'm doing? He goes, "Bro, what are you doing with that shaving cream?" Dude, when I was younger, right, my father wasn't around in these ages when, you know, when I was growing up, dude. So no one really taught me how to shave, but you know what I mean? You see it on cartoons and stuff. Well, you know how they put the shaving cream wicked big on cartoons? Well, that's how I was doing it, because I didn't know. He's like, "Bro, you're wasting all of it." Because, you know, when you're in jail, dude, you don't have that much of stuff, you know? Like, you got to make everything last, you know? Oh, you got one roll of toilet paper for a week, dude, and, you know what I mean? It doesn't work good, especially with the food there. I'll tell you, it's not enough, you know? Like, you want to keep wiping. Dude, the whole shit is nasty. You know what I mean? Like, to just think about what it is. And, you know, that's why I stay grateful, man, because, bro, I could be having one roll of toilet paper and a razor that just rips every hair out of your face, and when you're done, you're just bleeding everywhere. You know, it's crazy, you know. And I was actually thinking about this yesterday. I went to the Olive Garden, but it was in you know, a little shopping mall plaza, right? And it reminded me of me and my friend John, dude, right? Like, this is like near the beginning of like my brown phase. So I'd say this is probably 2012, 2013. You know, we had to get money. And the thing is like, John was getting money from like a family member. Like, every day he was getting like 100. And, you know, we were staying in like an apartment that someone got kicked out of. And, you know, somebody used a sharpened piece of metal on me. So like, yeah, it was right near the beginning. So this could have been 2011, 2012. That's when it was. So we're in this abandoned apartment. You know, we got no food, really. You know, he was probably stealing food for us to eat, which was probably chips and whatever junk we could eat, which was barely nothing. Dude, we were walking down the street to like a butt bucket to get cigarettes. That's what we were smoking out of a butt bucket. But anyways, we had to get money, and like he was getting money from a family member every day. He was getting like 100, and I wanted to contribute too. So my contribution was like, you know, it's right near Lawrence where like we get everything. I don't know if we had a little bit of something or we didn't. I don't think we did. So anyways, I'm like, all right, dude, we were parked at Walmart. I ran over to Home Depot, and I was like, I'll grab, you know, they got these copper fittings, and they got like things on them, dude. I never did plumbing, so I don't know exactly what they are, but they're in a bucket, and it says like 120 for one. It was 100 or 120 for one. So I'm like, I'll grab two of them. It'll be under $250, because once you hit 250, it's larceny over 250 and it's a felony. Obviously, I'm not trying to get a felony. So I just grabbed 2 of them. I come out and, the way the parking lot is Walmart and Home Depot are right next to each other, but there's like a strip of grass and like stairs to go up to Walmart to get into that parking lot. I ran down, grabbed the 2 pieces. He was meeting the guy or whatever, and to get the brown, and I ran down there to grab it. As I'm coming out and I'm cutting through the cars and I'm getting to the stairs, there's a cop and he just sees me and he just starts driving over me. I run up the stairs real quick. I start going. It's a huge parking lot. I'm like running in between. Dude, he comes right to me. I'm like, what is the chance of this? You know what I mean? I tried to ditch the pipes. I'm like, what's up, man? You know what I mean? They're little, dude. They're like this big. Worth 120. I don't know what the hell's in them. But, he's like, oh, you stole something. I'm like, what do you mean I stole? Dude, they didn't have enough time to call. Because I literally, as soon as I walk by where they're going to hit me, I'm already out in the parking lot. How could the cops come that quick? Well, he calls me over. And he walks to where I was. He finds the 2 pipes. He brings them back. He puts me in the cop car. He's like, you're not arrested. You're just detained. What's the difference, bro? I'm in the back of a cop car. Actually, I was getting a little bit of sick, dude, because I was starting to sweat. So he comes back in the car. And he's like, dude, I could smell the opiates coming out of you. And it sounds like it's not true, but I've actually had a couple people tell me that, and I've had other people that I hung out with that said their girl said that to them or their father said that to them or whatever. So, like, I kind of believed them because I was sick and I was using. So, but, I'm also stealing out of Home Depot. What normal person does that? I was just trying to feed my family, like bullshit, dude. So, he ends up bringing them in, right? I think my friend... JB, dude, the same one that was in the camp with me when I was shaving, he friggin', he was doing the same thing, because we used to do the same stuff, but I think he got, like, worried, and when he was in there going to grab some stuff, he got worried, and he ditched them in the wrong box. Dude, they ended up being worth, like, $10. The guy didn't even want to arrest me over it. The guy gave me a ticket and let me go, but while he's doing that, my friend John comes over to the cop car. Dude, he's got warrants, which I don't know. Just wait in the car, dude. I'll be over there. He comes over to talk to the cop. Oh, what's happening? Cop's like, what's your name? He gives his brother's name. He gives his brother's social security number. But I think now another cop rolled up. And they realized, dude, that it wasn't him. He ends up getting taken. They let me go. And it was his girl that drove us there. So he's like, oh, dude, just get me bail, dude. I went back to my mother's house to ask her, oh, can I have the $40 for bail? We ended up calling the police. My mother wouldn't give it to me. You know what I mean? I begged her, because I felt like it was my fault. Without me, he would have never got arrested. But, so anyways, I ended up calling the police station or something, and it was like, dude, he wasn't getting let go. He was never, and he never did anything like where he hurt anyone. You know what I mean? He was just like a huge thief. Like he'd go and steal sneakers, dude. And he'd trade them for a $20 bag. Or $20, and then we'd buy, what I mean? That's 20 towards the bag. You need it, because back then, this is the beginning. In Lawrence, you needed at least 40 to get probably, the smallest one they sold. By the end, it was 20 for a full one, and, that was my life, dude, every day. It was something like that. Every day, something was happening, And so I feel guilty. Like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I should be talking about this stuff. But you know what, dude? I'm out of it. I'm clean. Look at my eyes. Well, actually, they kind of do look pinned, don't they? Because the sun's, like, coming in. But I promise you they're not. You know what I mean? Dude, I was hanging out with a friend yesterday, and they're, like, newly clean. And, it was a week ago. And they're like, what'd you take? Like, because you know what? They just can't believe that I'm happy. I just think they don't believe that they think I could be this happy, being clean. Dude, like, I don't know, I just never imagined that I would get like this. You just think like everything's so negative. And, like I try to just put a spin on it. Every time like you're out there, something goes wrong. Nothing's ever gonna go right. And it's the same exact thing when you get clean. Everything ain't gonna go right. Stuff is hard. Life is hard. You know, like if you want the stuff you want in life, you got to go hard for it. You know what I mean? Take a bite into that. If you have a sandwich, what are you going to do? You going to look at it or you going to bite it? I'm telling you, you got to bite that, chew it up. Chew it up and swallow that shit. Because that's what the real people do. You know? All the stuff going on in the world, does it suck? Yeah, some of it sucks. But you know what? You can't let that get you down. Because like right here, we're lucky. We can still work. We can still make money. We can do whatever we want. If you believe in you, you can do it. I always believe in that. You know? Sometimes I just come on here, I'm like, dude, what am I going to talk about? Like, do I have anything to, like, even say? But, like, just showing my face on here, hey, I don't got, what do I get, 20, 30 views? You know what I mean? Maybe something on a big one. I'm not good at naming this stuff. But it shows you that, like, I'm, like, a real person that was, like, terrible out there. In my earlier videos, you could see how bad I was. So, this is you. I give you hope. I give you hope, reliance, you know? Like, what are you going to do if you have no hope, no faith, like, you know what I mean? Like, in the back of your mind, you got to prepare for the worst, hope for the best. In your mind, you got to feel like it's going to go good. If you don't believe that it's going to go good, then you're just manifesting problems in your life. Oh, this sucks, all that. Stop complaining. Toughen up. Toughen up, man. You know? That's why, like, you can't have that, like, victim mentality. You gotta have that, the thing that you're going to overcome. You're going to overcome and you're going to do this. You know, it's your life. What do you want to do? You want to go to jail or you want to go home? You want to win or you want to lose? We are all facing problems. It sucks. Sometimes people pass away on us. People we cared about, people we love. But that's why you can't put all your hope into one person, because that person could go, you know? Or that person, if you're in recovery, that person could relapse. You know, I was in a program, guy used to come every week. I know I told this before, but guy used to come every week. He had like, I don't remember how many years, but it was like 20, 30, 40 years, you know? And he left, and 1 week he didn't come back. And we ended up finding out the dude ended up robbing a bank, and he had like a huge record. So like he got life, basically. I don't know, people were saying, oh, it was a 3-strike thing. I don't think we have that in Massachusetts. But the guy was older, you know what I mean? I was young. I was like 20. To me, he looked like he was 50, 60 years old. You know, and you get a 20, 30-year sentence at that point, your life is over. You know? You got to have hope. You got to have, you know? You look at some of these prison systems. Like, yeah, does Mass suck? Do people, you know, there's not really rehabilitation. Dude, I was watching a thing on this Alabama prison system. And, because Rogan had a guy on there yesterday about, he did a documentary. It's actually on, what do you call it? HBO. And it's like just so bad over there. It's just so bad. You know, like the guards are straight up murking the inmates. And like this one guy, it's crazy because you can't really say, like, I wish I could say what I really want to say on here. And it's not even the swears. It's like they watch everything you say. But the guards did it brutally. And the guy's no longer here. He was on an not a bad charge, like really at all. He was just caught with the substance he wasn't allowed to have. I don't even think he was selling it, dude, but he's been in trouble numerous times. And in Alabama, they don't play. You know what I mean? It ain't like Massachusetts, dude. You know what I mean? I had a stolen car, dude, and I got, you get less than 6 months. You know what I mean? And there, dude, I just remember a dude, like, was getting some green, and, you know, the guy he was getting it from, he took it. The dude ended up, dude, he had no record at all, 25 years, and it was, like, Alabama. You know, like, that's why you got to be grateful in this life, you know? Be grateful in this life, because if you're clean right now, you could do it. I believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. You got to tell yourself you believe in yourself, even if you don't. It's your life. What do you want to do? You want to be happy? You want to be sad? You know? I thank God every single day that I'm alive. I thank God that he came to me. You know? I'll admit, dude, there might have been a day or two where I forgot. I can't remember, dude. You know what I mean? I probably did. But I really do. I try to pray every day, and I try to thank God every day, even if it's not at night, which I basically really do every night. But there has been times I have missed it, but during the day I try to do it, you know? I don't know, man. Hit like. You made it this long. Hit like, subscribe, comment, support your man, because I support you. It's Ski Studios out, son.